Welcome everyone. Now I am going to discuss another deletion operation of a double linked list. That is, I am deleting the element at the end of the double linked list. Now, if you see in this double linked list end deletion operation, I have 10 operations or 10 steps. 10 steps are available in this operation. Now let's see one by one step. Now first step one, as usual, I am checking whether the given linked list is empty or not. I am going to check whether the head is null or not. If the head is null, then what is happening? It is empty. So if it is empty means I am not unable to do the process. Why? Because there is no element, so there is no deletion operation as we discussed in the previous class also. So I will stop the process. Okay, it is simple that the process is done. Or if the head element contains the some address field, that means it refers to some node, then what I am going to do, I will check whether the next element of the head value is null or not. Why am I going to check? I am checking here whether it is a lonely element or not. I am checking whether it is a lonely element available in the linked list or not. I am going to check here. Now, as usual, here for swapping, I used a temporary variable. I store head value into a temporary. Now, I am checking that next head value is empty or not. If it is empty, that means it is the lonely element. Then what I am going to do? Simply, I will put the head value as a null. Why? Because it is the lonely element. I deleted the only element. Then the list will become as null or empty. So I will put head equals to null. Then I will remove the space. How I am going to delete? Emptying the temporary variable. Am I right? Emptying the temporary variable. Then I will end the process. These two operations are similar to the deletion operation at the starting of the linked list. Am I right? Now, from this onwards, it will change. The next step onwards, it will change. What if there is more than one element? Then I will take another temporary variable. I will take another temporary variable for swapping purpose. I will explain why it will useful in the next few minutes. Now, in next temporary variable, I will store the temporary value. Am I right? I will store the temporary value, and the next value, or that means next node, a second node, I will store into a temporary. Now, the first value stored in temporary 2. Initially, it is stored in temporary, but I am storing the temporary value into temporary 2. So, now temporary stores the first value. Am I right? Temporary 2 stores the first value, temporary stores the second value. Okay, if the process is done, if the process do like this, if I have the four elements, now let's see, first element, first I stored in temporary, then if this operation will done, so this first element stores in temporary 2, second element stores in temporary, again the same swapping. Now second element will become as temporary 2, third elements will become as temporary, the same swapping. Now the third element will become as temporary 2, fourth element will become as temporary. So here the equation will be changed. Why? Because it is the last element. Am I right? Now here it is the last element. Now this fourth element stores in temporary. So what I need to delete? Here I need to delete the fourth element. So that is means temporary. But what I need to do? Why I need to do? Store the previous element into temporary 2. Why? Because I need to put this value as a final element of my linked list. So I need to store the value in somewhere. So that's why I took the temporary second variable. So secondary temporary variable stores previous of the end element. Temporary stores end element. I am deleting this temporary variable. So temporary 2 will become as a next temporary variable. So let's see how it is happen. Now I store the temporary value into a temporary 2. Next temporary next will store in the temporary. Now I am checking whether the next element of temporary. Why I am checking temporary, as I explained previously. So if I do this process continuously, last element stores in temporary. Okay. So last element, how to check the last element? if the next element is null, or if the next value is null, that means that is the last element. So I am checking whether the temporary next value is null or not. If it is not null, these operations will continuously happen. Am I right? In the previously I explained 1 and 2, here it is temporary 2, temporary 1. Next, again next operation, second will become as temporary 2, third will become as temporary 1. Next, again in next operation, third will become as temporary 2, fourth will become as temporary. So these operations will be performed continuously. That's why I put here looping. This operation will continuously execute until this loop is exited. Okay, now if the loop is satisfied, that means I found the last element. What I am going to do, I will put the temporary next element as null. Why? Because temporary 2 stores the previous of last element. Am I right? So first I need to cut the relation between these two elements. Am I right? So first I need to delete from the linked list, then I will remove from the memory. So that's why I'm putting temporary to next value as null. So I deleted the connection between the two elements. Then I'm freeing the memory. I'm freeing the memory. Next, it will end the process. These 10 operations we have to done if I want to delete the element at the end of the linked list. First, I will check whether the linked list is empty or not. Then I will check if it is the lonely element or not. If it is not lonely element, then I will find out this operation I will find out at the sixth step. Sixth and seventh step continuously will done until it will find out the last element. Then last element will be deleted. Previous last before element will become as a last element. Then I will end the process. Now let's see how it is all happen if I have a linked list like this. Now if I have a linked list with the two elements the same way we explained in the previous example, I have a two elements node 20 and node 40. Am I right? Node 20, node 40. Now 20 is the first element, 40 will become as a last element. Now I want to delete that element at the end. I want to delete element at the end. Now what I have to do? First whether checking I'm checking whether the linked list is empty or not. So here if you see head element contains node 20, that means the head is not null. So what I need to do? I will go for the third step. Now here I will store the head value into a temporary variable, that is temporary equals to node 20. Now checking whether the next element is available or not. Now if I check is it available, yes, the next temporary next value refers to the node 40. Am I right? So I will move to the swapping by finding the last element of the double linked list. Now I will set temporary 2 equals to temporary. Am I right? Temporary 2 equals to temporary. Next temporary will move to the next element. That means temporary 2 stores node 20, temporary 2 stores node 20, temporary stores node 40, because I'm moving the I'm moving to the next element. Am I right? Now here I am checking whether my temporary next variable is null or not. Okay, if it is null, that means I need to delete the element. I need to delete the temporary variable. Why? Because this temporary is the linked list last element. Now what are the operations I have to done? In temporary 2 I store the previous element of the end element. Am I right? So that is node 20. So I will put node 20 next element as null. I will put node 20 next element as null. That means if I put null here, as you see here previously we have a connection. So that's why I put the next and previous elements. Now if I delete the connection and I will put null, that means there is no relation between node 20 and node 40. So now I deleted node 40 from the linked list. So if you observe here head refers to node 20. So here linked list refers to node 20. Node 20 refers to null. That means node 40 is not in the linked list. Am I right? Now what I am going to do? I need to empty that space. So I am deleting that node 40. I am deleting that node 40. Now I successfully deleted and the process has been done. Now here it is my modified double linked list. Again, I want to delete a element at the end of the linked list. So as usual, first I am checking whether the list is empty or not. As you see, head contains some value, so that means I have to check or have to move for the swapping. I need to find the next, I need to find the last element. Now here head value stores in a temporary variable. Here I am checking whether it is the only element existing in the label linked list or not. How I am going to check? Check whether the temporary next element is null or not. Here if you see, then temporary next value is null, that means it is the only element. So what I am going to do? Next, I am emptying the linked list. Why? Because the only element I am deleting. That means the linked list will become as null. So here I will put the head equals to null. Next, I am emptying the temporary variable. That means I am deleting the value. I am deleting the value. Now I successfully deleted. Now what will happen? Now this is the modified link. This is the modified empty linked list. Now again, if I want to delete a element here also, if I want to delete a element here, then what will happen? So first I will check whether the list is empty or not. Is it list is empty? Yes, list is empty. Then what is happening? Here I will put a error message. This is the first operation or first method we are checking in the algorithm. Am I right? Now here I will put a error message like it is not possible. Why? Because there is no elements in the linked list. Then simply I will stop the process. Now these 10 these 10 operations are needed, or these 10 steps needed if I want to delete an element at the end of the linked list. The same as how we are deleting at the starting and how we are deleting at the ending. We have the same operations. There we have three operations. Here we have three operations. That means I'm saying three ways. All right. The first way is whether it is an empty linked list or not. If it is empty, error message. Next, whether it is the only element or only element in the linked list or not. If it is only element in both process, at the starting or at the ending, I need to empty the linked list. Am I right? I'm emptying the linked list. Only the third process is going to be changed. What I'm going to do? In the starting, if I want to delete at the starting, I will check, I will move the head value to the next. Here I am finding the last element, I am deleting the last element. That is the only difference between deleting at the starting, deleting at the end. I hope everyone understands this process. In next class, I will explain the final deletion operation, that is deleting at the desired position in a double linked list. Thank you.